good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from inside the Crasher. Here's to you. Have a little coffee this morning. That's got hazelnut in it. I already had a couple of cups. I'm trying to get going. I washed my face. But it's early, and I'm excited today about talking to you. And first, let me have another sip of this delicious coffee. Oh, it's hot, it's good. I'm sure of it. It's the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. Nothing better than that. Well, today is true freedom. I never felt so free in my life. You know, it's really amazing. You know, I'm going to show you, don't you? Ta-da! Make that bed every morning. Your feet hit the ground before you have coffee. Wash your face. Do anything. Make that bed. I tried this morning. I was like, I looked at it like, couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I had to make it. I had to make it. Now look at here. What in the world? That's all the stuff that was in the cramper back in the galley and inside of it. It amazes me when I that's why I was busy yesterday and you guys were concerned about me and I didn't make any videos for the first 2 hours of the day, and I received about 5 emails. You all right? You guys are great. I laughed. But we got you some videos at the end of the day. Hopefully you were satisfied with yesterday's content. And we will absolutely crush it again today. But look at this. So all this is this is what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you about how I feel when I woke up this morning. I'm going to do the old, do I use you? And if I don't, it's out of here. Tough decisions over the next few days by the first of the month. I know I look like hell. What am I feeling this morning? Hey, get out of here. I got a little flying thing. I left my door open. Pretty soon I won't be seeing any more of them flying things. I'll be out of an area that has flying things. They'll be crawling on the ground, called snakes and scorpions. Oh, that's good coffee. What a feeling to wake up. I'm serious. I'm gonna tell you. I'm serious. You wake up. The day before I didn't have this because I had extra things, the cramper and this. And just that one extra thing. Now think about the people that have, well, look at what Jeff's got. But the fact that I sold the cramper and now I'm sitting in this, and I know that the only thing in the world that I own is that truck sitting out there to yank this thing. And every single thing that I own in the world, without storage units, without anything anywhere else, it's somebody's house, nothing is right here inside this camper. Well, that's not exactly true. I have some totes underneath the camper outside that we're going to make those hard decisions over the next few days. Like, do I use you? And if not, it's out of here. Or it'll go on Facebook Market or Craigslist or something. So I got to get out there and look. I know one thing that's very difficult for me is I had the electric tongue that raises this camper up and down replaced by Camp Oaks. They sent me a brand new one. This one wasn't working when I left Teddy's place. And Teddy took it apart, as a genius he is, and there was water inside of it, and he got it to work. And we've put a 5-gallon bucket over the top of it from when it rains. It's a little hack you can do when you own these campers, is put a 5-gallon bucket over your tongue, especially an electric one. And I'm sure it works fine, but I have a brand new one. I don't know how to change it. I mean, I'm sure it's not that difficult. and this one's working now. I don't want to throw this one away. I don't want to carry it. It's in a big box. What to do? So I'll make that decision. I'll figure it out. But I hate to get somewhere out on the road and this thing all of a sudden, click, doesn't go up and down. It has a manual way to do it, but this is a lot of tongue weight, and using that little manual crank is not. So if I was really a sharp guy and knew about electric tools and I didn't have to use a lot of strength and I could just zip, zip, zip and replace the tongue jack, I can look at a YouTube video. I just put the new one on and throw that one away, even though it's fine, because I don't want to carry two. But the feeling of freedom, no doctor appointments. I mean, not for the foreseeable future. Nothing holding me here. I rent here and I don't have to pay. I can just leave here, and I'm going to. And I don't have to pay any money in a few days. So that's all going to go in that gas tank. And that's enough gas, that's enough money to put me on as far away from here as I can get. Absolutely. And every mile I drive away from here, I don't have to have any feeling like, man, how far are you going to go? Because you got to go all the way back there. That's where your stuff is. That's where you live. That's where you think you should be. No more, folks. Free indeed. This is just a stopping spot now that I'm paying for being here a little while. And I've been here, I think, since the first of the year. Now, there's nothing wrong with Jacksonville. Nothing wrong with it at all, in my opinion, after coming from Boynton Beach. Other people I talk to here that have been here a while, they're feeling the pushing out and wanting to get away from what's developing here, the crime, the whatever, I won't list them, but the things they don't like, and they want to go somewhere else. So we're all passing through in this world, folks. We're all passing through. And I think that the best part of life for me is you get tired of something, you just move on. I think having a home on wheels and experiencing all the different places, the cultures, the people, the foods, the look of it, the terrain, the environment, the weather, the altitudes for the foreseeable future. And all a man has to do is be able to drive. And I'm not pulling a semi here. Yeah, I've made a pretty big deal about how big this camper is. And it's only because in my mind, sitting in here, I feel like I'm in a huge place, especially for myself. But I'm very blessed and lucky really to have it. And even though like the wolf pup size and all that would be, lighter weight and everything, I think it's negligible about how that'll feel behind my truck than this. Because when you look at this on the outside, it doesn't appear to have the optics of one of those really long, like, wow, that's a long camper, or longer. It looks perfect, is what it looks like. It definitely doesn't look as big on the outside as it feels on the inside. So it's very special. It's very unique. It's mine. I don't owe anything on it. And if I were to sell it, I'd be asking for a lot of money. And, to think about losing anything is out of the question because I'm already, every month that I've owned this, I've received $1,000 plus back, rebate, sent to me, sent to my bank, in my pocket, because I didn't pay rent for one of those sticks and bricks out there. It's a minimum of $2,000 a month with the utilities. You can rent something today for $1,500 to $1,700, $1,800 a month, which is ridiculous. I paid $750 to $1,100 a month most of my life for a dwelling as a squatter. And to get almost to $2,000, and every 30 days they want another $2,100 bills. pass. So, like I've said before, the Wolf Pup, I stayed at Teddy's for 2 years, and I got about, over a year and a half, and I got over $1,000 a month back in my pocket by not paying rent. They gave me all my money back that I gave that nice lady in North Carolina for that camper. So then I take that camper to Camp Oaks, and I give it to Aaron and Kim up there and say, here. And they said, here's you some money. Now you owe us this for the rest for this camper. Well, that money they gave me was free money because I was already paid back. You see what I'm trying to tell you? And now the same thing. I got the camper from them, and I have received at least $1,000. I just say $1,000 every month. Well, I had it since October. October, November, January, February, March, April, 6 months, $6,000 they gave me back. So now, my Wolf Pup, my $30,000 I gave them is now down to $24,000. I didn't know anything on the Wolf Pup. I got all my money back already. And then I got money for it. Found free money from Aaron and Kim at Camp Oaks. And now I'm getting this invisible free money back by staying here and paying even what I'm paying. I'm still saving $1,000 a month from an apartment. So now I'll continue to do this. And I'll continue to pay even less than the rent I was paying here because I'll be getting some free nights. Now I'll be traveling and staying at Camp Host, a Harvest Host. I don't know if you know about that, but I'm a member of that. And I got to pay my dues. But these are people that have private property, farms and such, that can host from 1 to 6 or 8 motorhomes. And you go on your phone, it's an app, and you let them know you're coming. You got to have, some take same day reservations, but most of them require a heads up. And if you know the direction you're going, and guess what it costs? Nothing. It's a free stay from people that they may be selling t-shirts or honey or flowers, or they have a little gift shop. And they ask that the people that come to stay on their property, that maybe you go out and spend $20 for their their knick-knack paddywhacks. But a lot of them just have a pure love for fellow RVers. So anyway, it's a kind of it's a club. You're part of it. To be a host, you've got to sign up for it. It's not just like winging it, anybody out there. It's on an app. Everybody's you get rated, how clean your place was and whatever. There's no hook. I got it. There's no hookups. It's, some do. They limit your stay to 2 days, some up to 4. And some don't allow pets. I think most do. Anyway, I've never stayed at one, but I was actually gifted a membership by someone about a year ago. And I never even, and what I did find, like down here in South Florida, I couldn't get in. There were places, not it was tough to get in, they were booked. And I was this last minute guy, and so, but I'll get that. I'll pay my dues, and it's very inexpensive. I think it's $40 a year or something. It's ridiculous. And then you stay for free. And then the truck stops, I'll certainly do. And then I plan on parking this somewhere to in an RV park or something for a week or a month and stay there. Unhook, level her out, barbecue, like I live there. That's a long stay, a month. A week isn't that long, but more than overnight. And I will start to do different things like that. And also, I'd like to thank the subscriber that put the seed in my head that we're not racing out there. I'm retired. When I pull this, just get out there at 55, maybe 60 miles an hour, save gas, stay over in the right-hand lane, and let everybody just go. You're never touching the brake. You're never having to change lanes to go around anybody unless you run up on a real slowpoke or to move over from an exit that's got people trying to come out. Then get right back over and just the old tortoise and the hare. And here you are. You'll come to get fuel at the end of the day or halfway during the day, and there's all them race cars out there that we're in such a hurry. You're getting there just as fast. Wear and tear on your vehicle. No tickets, no accidents. You get a flat tire, it's a safe speed to stop at. It's nothing but good. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I practiced it yesterday when I was dragging the teardrop around everywhere I went in Jacksonville. I had it on the back of the Tundra and just carried it with me with a for sale sign. And it works. I mean, I was home before I knew it, and all the cars were just going around me. Of course, they're all doing 100, but let them go. I never had to hit my brakes or put my signal on and go around anybody. But getting back to being free. I wake up this morning and I know that all I have is a tow vehicle and this. And what's inside here, my possessions in here, and I'm going to lighten this thing up. I don't care if it's a 1 pound thing. If I got 2 things of pepper, I'm going to marry them. And I'm going to get rid of a bottle. I am going to absolutely do everything I can between now and the first of the month when I pull out of here. The end of the month, actually. The first of the month is another month. You're due. People always pay the rent on the first. Well, you're late because that's the next month. You're paid through midnight of the end of each month. So if I was going to stay here and pay, I'm sure that's kind of the norm and would be acceptable because you're not going anywhere. But if they want to put somebody in here, they're going to be able to get in here as early as they want on the 1st. So on the 30th, I need to go bye-bye. And today's what, the 22nd? That's 8 days. No. Is it? I can't add. Whew. 7. It's a little less than a week. I think it's 6 days. So the feeling of freedom that when I pull out of here, there's nothing I got to have in my mind to say, all right, well, go as far as you're going to go and go see, take you a little longer vacation. Go all the way over there. Go all the way to the Northwest. But remember, at a point, you got to come right back here. You got to come here. No, I never have to come here again. Now, I don't say that in a meaning like I don't want to see my son or whatever. Of course I will. I can fly and see him. Cheaper than it'll probably, and the time it will take me to drag my home back here. That's probably what I'll do. Absolutely. But I will find myself places, multiple places, until I find the right one that I would say, hey, I'll stay here for the whole season. I'll be here 3 months. I might have 4 different residents a year. Each quarter, each season, winter, spring, summer, and fall. I might find myself out there in Quartzsite, Arizona. They got a $200 for 4 months or something like that. That includes some water and trash pickup. I was kind of scared about that place. Like, what kind of people go out there? It's just like a big Woodstock or something, and what kind of element of people? Is it a mixed bag? Is there theft? Is there noise? Is it dusty, windy, terrible? What is it? Just a bunch of people looking for something, some free spot land to park on? I think it is, and I think it isn't. Because I've heard from Isaac, who I met in Laughlin, that firsthand review, and he's a citizen. I'm a citizen, that knows how to act right. He said it was great. He had a good time. So I do also want to get up there and see those places that Isaac, speaking of him, wants to see. And it's still early. Northern California, those big redwoods. And someone last night in comments was talking about Lone Pine when you come down out of Tahoe on that 395. And you come down to Mono Lake where High Plains Drifter was filmed. And these are all places that I've been before. And I'll repeat Grand Canyon again. I think that this next chapter in my life is going to be a Western resident, because we are as we think. And all I've been thinking about is moving from the east back to the west. And it's been so many years that I've lived there. I've spent so many years in Florida. And it's just calling my name. I want to be cowboy. I want to see desert. I don't want to see trees. I want to see rock. I want to see cactus. I want to see the entire mountain and its shape without a tree on it. I say that respectively. It's just different. We just looked at all that. I showed you guys all that on these videos when I went out west. And then wherever spot I get, possibly there in Bullhead City, Arizona, I have within 3 to 4 hours, I think I can be in San Diego. I can be in Grand Canyon. I can be in Phoenix, Tucson, in New Mexico, Albuquerque. I can be at so many places that you can't just jump in your car if you live here in Florida, even in North Florida, and take a day ride or a day and a half ride and go. People here in Florida, the farthest they go is, Georgia, the mountains. Everybody loves to go to the mountains from Georgia to find, a hill and some cooler air. A lot of people have bought property up there. And driving to New York is far for them too, because that's just where they go back to after the, as a snowbird after Easter. Like a lot of them are going back now. But a lot of them are staying right here because we got 25 million people here, folks. So Jeff and Shelly, who I did the video on their property yesterday, he built that with his own 2 hands. And I won't share because some of it's kind of personal. He probably wouldn't mind, but I'll save that for another day. What he went through and how he started, he could write a book. I mean, it's really quite miraculous of where he's at today, and Miss Shelley, than where he started. He told me that his dad wanted him to go to college and all that, and he wasn't really good in math and things or something, but he excelled in shop and all these kinds of vocations in school. He could just envision. And when he was talking to me, I've already said it before, I can't build a doghouse. I said, you just make it sound like it's like you and a guy and you can build. And look what he built. He built that. I mean, he had help, but he drew it. He did it. It was nothing but pine trees on that lot. And he told me a story about how a guy came in there that paved that driveway. The first part of it's kind of just rock. And then he has this asphalt. And he has received so many blessings in his stories of how, because of what he's done for neighbors and help out other people with his experience. And you talking about the dollars chasing him, because he's so passionate about what he does and he enjoys it, that he didn't have to go out and look for work. He did. He's always been a hard worker. But once that word gets out and you got that kind of skill, the dollars are chasing you down. And so he has done very well. And he shared a picture. He said he was downsizing. He shared a picture of the place they had built, their dream home in Utah. Folks, if he lets me share it sometime in a still photo, I'll show you. Wow. You would see that you wouldn't have any problem moving, or it wouldn't be a tearful move to go to that. It's something special. I mean, I had envisioned that, all right, you done well, this thing's probably worth a ton of money, and you're going to make a bunch of money on it, and you're tired of Florida, and they want to be closer to their daughter who lives out west as well. And You know, he's like me. He's like my age. He wants to move on in another chapter of his life, and his wife, and they're bringing it down. He's going to stop helping all the neighbors and get involved with a lot of projects and start living free and free indeed. And man, he's just making a lateral move to an upper move. Actually, it's quite an amazing piece of property where he's going. Not as many acres and stuff, I don't think, but whew, man, the views and this dream home. And they're such nice people. They really are. And it was just, proven yesterday over and over. I got a lot of calls from people that wanted to buy the Cramper. Blessings that I was getting because I put the ad in. It's sort of 24 hours just kind of went by and I didn't even get a scammer. Usually you get those scammers right away when you put something online. And I was thinking, what does this mean? And darn it, I want to leave here. And I've made the decision I want to travel with the Crasher like a lot of people have been wanting me to do. But I got to get rid of this other one. I don't want to store it. I don't want to pay for storage for anything. I thought, I was going to have to store the totes that are underneath this camper right now that's got stuff out there. I'm not storing anything. I'm not going to know that I'm going to be 2,000 miles away. And that's probably the closest I'm going to be back here. I'm going to be at least 2,000 miles that way. I don't want to have to feel like I've got a 2,000 mile drive to come back for a box. So it's all going. When I leave here, my rearview mirror, that's it. That's it. It's going to be on the road with what I have. And that is it. I love it. I love, love, love it. And this is going to be a new adventure. And one day, sticks and bricks, a nice home, a villa, a condo, something in one of these other states that, they're not so proud like they were built with gold nails like they think that everything is in Florida. They can have it. I grew up here. I'm done. And I'm going where the crowds are thinner and the Mexican food is better. And the grass is gone. The mosquitoes don't exist. But, and I'm boastfully saying I'm going to do all this. But first, of course, if it be God's will, if and when and what direction I go, I might end up in Boothbay Harbor, Maine. Who knows? You guys can't believe a damn thing I say. But I hope to. And that's the direction I'll point when I leave. Now, I do hope, I don't, when I travel, all that talk about Maine and seeing Teddy and Jolene in New York, I do hope to go like a big circle, like a lot of RV people do. They've been everywhere. They put those little stickers on the back of their RV, all the states they've been to. I'm not going to do that, but I do hope to make that loop. I do hope to see the Northeast, trees and all that, because I want to see Ted and Jolene, and I want to see things I've never seen before. I have seen the West. It kind of is all the same, but the mountains look different every corner you go around. It is a new, interesting view, and all that. We saw that on the last videos I made last month, or this month. And so I'll get around. We'll see it all. I'll get invitations from you and ideas from you. I think I've got 3 co-pilots now. All 3 of them doing a great job with helping me. One just kind of plans out my route. Others are Mr. Donald, that he is the one that found the teardrop for me while I was in Florida, while I was in Palm Beach County. And he's also shown me places that I can stay, buy, rent spaces yearly for the RV in other states that he's been searching. So he's doing that, and then I get these other emails too. So I think between my burning desire, my ability to do it, desire to do it, and the community and God, of course, the captain, that we're going to really experience a fantastic new chapter in life. And for those that want to get ideas, that may want to do something similar, or for those that just want to live vicariously through the travels of Sarasota Tim, Cowboy Tim. We'll be donning that hat as soon as we get out west. I was wearing it yesterday with a pair of shorts on. I had a lady in Walmart ask me if I was from Texas. People always ask you if you got a cowboy hat on. Are you from Texas? Well, right now I'm going to make another pot of coffee, and I think we're going to do Crushing It for Christ. In fact, on the back of the book, of not Crushing It for Christ, but on the back of this book, this one right here, reading the Bible in a year. It's daily readings, and it's kind of it mixes it around from Old Testament, New Testament. It's not a straight read. I was looking at the very back of the book, and there's some very positive promises that are really famous scriptures that I thought I'd like to do a video and read a few of those. And we're going to make a video about that and talk about it because it's so inspirational. And really, what is it we really want? And I'll try not to get off on a religious thing on this video. I don't want to lose some people, but because I know a lot of people aren't, into my videos about that. But sitting here boasting about what I'm going to do, and like I've done something and I'm going to go do it, is not the right way to say it. I have been blessed. Those people that came into my life yesterday, the people that email me every day, this whole thing with YouTube, the change in my relationship, where I'm parked at, this nice woman and her husband that I pay to stay here when I talk to her on the phone. Everyone that's coming into my life, that has been coming into my life, is all a blessing. It's all been, it's just like, you just can't believe it. You just can't believe it. If I didn't sell the Cramper, I wouldn't have met Jeff and his wife. I would have, never met them maybe. And now they're friends. They didn't just buy the Cramper and I videoed their property. We are friends. And whether we visit much or not, or, I'm over there close to them, or I see them again, I hope to. When I met him and we started talking about business, I just want to say this one thing about Jeff. When he reached out to me about buying it, I didn't know him. And his response were sort of slow in between the answers I was looking for when he inquired about the camper. And I thought, well, who asked about something and then they leave you hanging for 15 minutes? I answered him. I'm very good about responding right away. And I didn't hear back from him for a few minutes. And then it was the next time, and it was the same thing. And it got to be like, what's going on? Jeff is a methodical thinker. It's not rush for him. And so maybe he was getting more information. He was also busy. He, with his, what do you call it? Renovations, remodeling that he does. I think that he had a lot of people, always has a lot of people, calling him and asking him to come by and give bids and this and that. So here I am thinking, hey, what about me? Am I chopped liver? I'm selling this Cramper. Give me all your attention. Where are you? Let's get to it. Come on, chop, chop, chop. And after I met him yesterday, I see it all now. The guy he's in such demand and he's so busy. But he spent a lot of time with me after we did everything and made that video of his property and we did the transaction on the camper. He talked and talked and talked to me. He was so interesting. He has made such a life with his talents. And it didn't always come from, he wasn't given anything. He has worked for everything he has. It's truly a rags to riches story. And I found it very inspiring. And also yesterday, the phone call I had, after I met them and showed them the camper. I drove it over to a place and showed it to them. And I got that call from Freddie in Tennessee that I mentioned. And I know Freddie watches my videos. And he was willing to drive down from Tennessee, but mainly I would have never have talked to him if it wasn't for wanting to sell the camper. And he called me and he was talking to me about how much he enjoys my videos. He's 76 years old. He goes, and by the way, I took my Social Security at 62 and never looked back. He says, I'm a kind of guy that's still rocking and rolling. I'm doing it. I'm working out. I'm going. I want to put tiny homes on this property I've got. He's made a lot too. And he made more money. And I've talked to a lot of people. They've made more money after collecting their Social Security later in life, being an entrepreneur and things coming into place than they ever did when they had a prison job. It's true. And he encouraged me so much. And when he told me about the Zig Ziglar and how he hung out with him for a week and how Zig Ziglar said, and he said, I'll never forget it, is when you stop chasing dollars, the dollars will start chasing you. When you turn from looking at people as a dollar sign or trying to make that dollar to being passionate about what you do and sowing good seed, the dollars will chase you down. The blessings will come beyond your imagination. And he said, I never forgot that. And I said, I don't want to forget it. That's why I shared it in a video yesterday, and I'm repeating it again. Take it to heart. These are principles. These are basics. These are facts. These are unchangeable things that happen. And people are out there chasing their tail. They don't know. They're so busy. They're so caught up in their confused mind that they just need to. And so being free and having less now, I'm thinking that way. And plus I have a wonderful community that gives me these ideas. Some of the ideas are like, hey, I'm 65, right? But God bless you. People that talk about my health and get on to me and all that, please, don't stop. I love it. It's like my moms and my dads out there, my grandparents or something that are getting on to me. You got my best interest. I understand. So don't worry. And so anyway, let me get this video up. This has just been a long talk. I got to turn the furnace on again. It's a little chilly in here. I hit the button. I do have the fireplace going, and I don't have the heat on though. I'm going to turn that heat on. And then I got to start doing the old, do I use you? And crush it.